radioactive waste was found at an elementary school in St. Louis, Missouri, in an area where nuclear weapons were produced during the Second World War. And WW2 having an effect on elementary school children in St. Louis, Missouri. So a report by Boston Chemical Data Corporation provided alarming details. So take a look at this. The report confirmed fears about contamination at Jana Elementary School in the Hazelwood School District. And it was raised by a previous Army Corps of Engineers study. The new report is based on samples taken in August from the school, according to St. Louis Post-Dispatch. The most recent report included samples taken from Jana's library, from the kitchen, from classrooms, from the fields and playgrounds. Levels of radioactive isotope, lead, 2010, rhenium, and other toxins were, quote, far in excess of what Boston Chemical had expected. Thus, samples taken inside the school were found to be contaminated. So here we're talking about the soil. Lots of places in this country, unfortunately, have contaminated soil. John, we just talked about water. And so naturally, the parents were shocked. I would be shocked too if I was a parent of a student attending Jana Elementary School. And so this is what one parent had to say, actually the president of the teacher association. She said, I was heartbroken. And she has a son at the school as well. It sounds so cliche, but it takes your breath from you. Totally agree with Ashley on that. And she's not exaggerating. This is backed up by the experts, such as the civil engineers. They're backing up what is being said and the concerns of the parents. I need you to watch this.
If we inhale some of these radioactive materials, they can actually get stored in our bodies where they're a hazard to us for many years.
Stored in our bodies where they are a hazard to us for many years. Did you hear what he just said? So this is real. The fears are real and the concerns are real. And here's more from the EPA on the long-term effects of such exposure. High levels of radiation can cause acute health effects such as skin burns and acute radiation syndrome, that is radiation sickness. It can also result in long-term health effects such as cancer and cardiovascular disease. Don, this is serious.
Yeah, it is. When the news gets this dark, my general inclination is to make light of it in some way, but it is difficult to do that when it comes to kids being stricken potentially with some sort of radiation poisoning, let alone that it could cause long-term damage. You initially hear this and you think, oh my God, this is such a tragedy that kids are being affected by this. But then you think about it for a little bit longer and you think, oh wait, they have been being affected by this for decades and decades and decades because they didn't develop those nukes in 2013. That was a long time ago. And also, by the way, I'm glad that they're doing the testing that they're doing right now to confirm, I guess, suspicions that were probably being driven by cancer clusters and things like that. But it's not like we don't know where nukes were developed, and it's not like they were developed in thousands of places. Are you telling me that it takes 70 or 80 years to schedule a test at one of these sites? We know all of the places where they built them. Why are they not all being tested? Why were they not all tested literally decades ago? Multiple generations of people have gone through those schools already and then gone off and lived their lives and probably suffered from chronic illness and cancer and early death and those sorts of things with no knowledge of why exactly that happened. And all of the knowledge that we needed to have was already available. All you need is a local government or a state government or a federal government that cares enough to actually prioritize it. This should be the springboard to test literally every site where nuclear weapons technology was known to be developed back in the run up to World War II. And we should make sure that no other kids are needlessly suffering from these sorts of illnesses.
That's exactly right, John. And why in the hell did they build on the site in the first place? Inquiring minds want to know. It makes no sense. And as we can see from the studies, from the research, this is going to have impact on these children as children, but this will have impact on them for the rest of their lives. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years down the road. So this is something that, again, we all, each and every one of us should be concerned about. We will definitely keep our eye on this.